Hey guys, here I will try to explain this polymeter I just played. So it's only different groups of notes, rhythms of different lengths, played together on the same subdivision of 16th notes. Just for you to know, before playing this polymeter, I already spent some time working on the same polymeter, but without the hand in 3. Because we did a polymeter learning challenge with Drum Channel, and it will be available soon for you to see. If you're interested, I will put the link in the description somewhere when it will be available. On this wonderful Benny Greb crusher hat here, we have an ostinato in 3, so a rhythm in 3 played on a loop. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So it's a rhythm in 3, so it's based on 3 subdivisions, which only the first and the third ones are played. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. On the kick, we have quarter notes. It's 4 to the floor, so it's really a rhythm actually based on 4 16th notes, which only the first one is played. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. On the left hand, and I will play on the snare because you want to first explore one steady sound. I play groups of 5, so it's a rhythm in 5 based on 5 subdivisions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 16th note subdivisions, always, which only the first and the third subdivisions are played. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And finally, on the wood block here, I have a not very common pattern to play. It's a pattern in 7. So it's 7 subdivisions, which the first, the third, and the fifth are played. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All it takes in the end is to understand how all these patterns coordinate in between each other. So it's like learning a long and complex rhythmic song, like a groove. But all it takes really is to coordinate everything together. We first want to understand how 2 patterns coordinate in between each other. So, for example, if I take my right hand and right foot here, it sounds like this. So you see, in the end, I have to play 3 kicks because my hand here is in 3. Or we can see it the other way around. I have to play my pattern in 3 4 times before it resolves because my kick is in 4. When I say in 3 or in 4, I mean it takes 3 subdivisions or 4 subdivisions. I'm really talking about the length of the patterns here in terms of 16th note subdivisions. If we carry on with our tour of exploring how 2 limbs play together, we have the 2 hands together, so here in 3 and here in 5. So again, I have to play my pattern in 3 5 times, or I have to play my pattern in 5 3 times for the 2 patterns to resolve together. And it gives a new, longer, original rhythm, like a new song, which I can sing. Ta, ta, tac 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 tac. What will be the result of my two left limbs play together? So again, it gives a new longer rhythm. This one is a little bit longer than the others because it takes 5 times 7 subdivisions to resolve, so 35 subdivisions. And again, I can learn it by heart. It's like a new song I have to learn, and I can sing it. Ta ta ki ta ta ki 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 ta ta ki ta ta. And last but not least, the combination between my 2 feet. So 7 here, 4 here. The work here is going slowly, no metronome required, to understand how each limb falls with each other together or in between. It's understanding the mechanics and the coordination of every limb together, like learning a groove, actually. And the more you repeat this new special rhythm, the more you will build ear and muscle memory, and eventually, after repeating it many times, you'll be able to play it just like that, just like you can now play the grooves you already repeated many times. The next step is to do the same thing, but with 3 limbs at the same time. So what would be the result of, for example, the kick, the right hand and the left hand played together? There are many ways to understand what's going on with this whole combination. Actually, you can notice some landmarks that can help you not getting lost in the middle of all this rhythmic song. For example, I know that I have to play my 5 against 4 pattern 3 times because here I add the hi-hat in 3. So I will have 3 occurrences of this 4 against 5 pattern. This I will have to play 3 times. And the thing is, each time I start an occurrence of this phrase, my hi-hat here starts with a different rhythm, a different note of its rhythm. So rhythm in 3, I have 1 accent, I have 1 silence, 1/16th note silence, and then I have a ghost note, and then it starts over. So on the first occurrence, it will start with the accent, so it's easy, etc. On the second occurrence, it will start with the ghost note. So I have to practice starting the phrase here with the ghost note first, etc. And on the third occurrence, it will start with the silence, the third and only possibility left. So I can actually divide my whole 3-limb polymeter in 3 parts. And it's easy for me to go practice one of the occurrence without having to start everything from the beginning, because I know that the 3 occurrences start a certain way with the hi-hat. But it's only one way to see it. I must admit that I felt the kick in 4 more powerfully than all the rest. So I really related to this 4 against 5 phrase to learn the polymeter, and all the rest, the hi-hat in 3 and the woodblock in 7, just wandered around it. But it's very subjective. You can really perceive it from any other two-limb phrase I showed you before to perceive and learn the polymeter. It's important to practice every three-limb combinations like we practiced the two-limb combinations before. So the body can really have a feel of every aspect of the polymeter and how every limb coordinates between each other. So here are the other possibilities of three-limb combinations. Okay, so now we are ready to add the fourth limb, the phrase in 7. So as I explained, my base here is really the 4 against 5, and it gives 3 4 against 5 phrases on which I add the hi-hat, and the hi-hat will each time start with a different note of its pattern. And really I see this woodblock in 7 here as an additional phrase that goes around all of it. So the way to practice it is to explore each placement. You want to first explore the first occurrence of this phrase until you play smoothly, and then you explore the second occurrence and the third, etc. But you don't want to go too far, too fast. So let me play the 4 first occurrences for you. And I noticed here that there was something special going on with my 2 feet together. It felt like sometimes the woodblock was with the kicks and sometimes it was falling apart of the kicks. And if I play only the feet, you will see that it's not, it's pretty close to that. So yeah, 1 time over 2, my woodblock is playing with the kick, and 1 time over 2, it's playing in between. Of course, I already had some muscle memory built with the foot in 7 because I spent some time integrating the sensations with everything, and this particular 7 pattern when I worked the 5 against 4 against 7 polymeter at drum channel. So it was easier for me to guess the placement of the 7 pattern with everything else. But actually it was easier when I added the right hand in 3, because I noticed that playing the right hand gives me more stability in the playing, and it becomes easier for me to place every limb with each other playing with the right hand. So here again I could divide the whole polymeter in 3 parts. The 4 against 5 against 7 part, this 3 limbs here, I have to play the same phrase they are making together 3 times, because I add my hand in 3. And again, on each occurrence, on each of the third occurrences, my hi-hat will start with a different note of its pattern. So I could practice the 3 different occurrences separately, because I knew how it started with the hi-hat, and this way I could really focus on the part I was struggling with without having to start all the polymeter from the beginning again. The more you work these phrases, these occurrences here, the more you can hear the placement and feel the placement of the 7th phrase, and I could feel the end of each phrase coming, because the 7th phrase was placed in a certain way, and I could really feel, oh, I'm near the end. Oh, this is the last occurrence before it loops again, and I start with a different note here, and then I start again, and yeah, I'm starting with a different note. So yeah, this is my 2nd occurrence happening now, and then, oh, it's my 3rd occurrence happening now. And so this way you build some little landmarks that help you know where you are in the whole long polymeter rhythm. So I will try to play it again, trying to to slow down at the end of each occurrence before starting the next one, and making a pause between each occurrence, so you can hear the end and the start of each occurrence. And then I start again. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you understand now better my way of working this kind of polymeter. And as you saw, it's only actually a matter of coordination and figuring out how the different phrases interlock in between each other to create a bigger and longer rhythm. If you're interested in this kind of work, I wrote a drum method called the Polyrhythm Odyssey. I'll put a link in the description somewhere. You cannot imagine how polymeters and polyrhythm can open your rhythmic perspective and become an essential tool in your playing, in your creativity, in your music compositions. And this book gives you all the tools for that. Have fun and see you soon.